Now, the most important thing to remember in lifts is balance. I got it now.
You've seen Dirty Dancing, but did you really catch everything? Beneath the romance, iconic dance moves, and unforgettable soundtrack lie hidden details most fans missed, shocking behind-the-scenes tensions, last-minute casting changes, and secrets that might change the way you see the film forever. Take the chemistry between Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. On screen, it sizzled. Off screen, not so much. The two had clashed before during Red Dawn, and that friction carried over. Swayze was a disciplined, classically trained dancer. Grey, more spontaneous and emotional. Their differing styles led to frequent arguments, especially during key dance scenes. One infamous moment, the lover boy scene in Johnny's cabin. Swayze runs his hand down Grey's arm, and she kept breaking into giggles, take after take. What we now see as charming nearly brought filming to a halt. Swayze was frustrated, Grey was shaken, and tensions hit a peak. But the genuine reactions ended up making the scene one of the most beloved in the film. Behind the scenes, things were just as chaotic. With a modest $6 million budget, Dirty Dancing wasn't expected to be a hit. The cast endured long 12-hour days, 6 days a week, under intense pressure. The original script was darker, later rewritten to be more romantic and hopeful. And early test screenings? Disastrous. Executives nearly shelved it or sent it straight to home video. Then, everything changed. Word of mouth spread, and audiences connected with its themes of love, freedom, and finding your voice. What was once seen as a niche film became a global sensation. And it all started with some unexpected casting twists, like the fact that Patrick Swayze wasn't even the first choice to play Johnny Castle. Let's dive into the surprising stories behind how this unforgettable cast came to life. Believe it or not, Patrick Swayze wasn't the first pick for Johnny Castle. Producers originally had their eyes on Billy Zane. Yes, Titanic's Billy Zane. He had the look but lacked the dance skills. Val Kilmer was also considered but passed, a decision that ultimately worked in the film's favor. Then came Swayze. With a background in ballet, undeniable charm, and magnetic presence, he brought something special to the role. His natural chemistry with Jennifer Grey sealed the deal. This was the Johnny the film needed. Jennifer Grey's casting almost didn't happen either. Despite her talent, the studio hesitated because she was 26, playing a 17-year-old. Other contenders included Sarah Jessica Parker and Winona Ryder. But once Grey screen-tested with Swayze, their connection was electric. She was Baby. Off-screen, their dynamic was more complicated. Their past tension from Red Dawn resurfaced, with Swayze's perfectionism clashing with Grey's spontaneous style. Yet that friction helped fuel their on-screen romance, making it feel raw and real. While Grey had to learn to dance, Cynthia Rhodes, who played Penny, was already a pro. With credits in Flashdance and Staying Alive, she brought grace and authenticity to every performance. Interestingly, Johnny's character wasn't always the rugged heartthrob we know. Early drafts had him as a slick, 1950s-style greaser. But after Swayze was cast, the role was reworked to match his athletic, soulful Texan vibe. More grounded, more heartfelt. Casting changes didn't stop there. Kelly Bishop, now known as Emily Gilmore on Gilmore Girls, was originally cast as Vivian Pressman, the flirty older guest. But when the actress playing Baby's mom dropped out, Bishop stepped in, and choreographer Miranda Garrison took over the role of Vivian. Wayne Knight, later famous as Newman on Seinfeld, got his big break in Dirty Dancing as Stan, the awkward MC. His comedic touch added levity and opened doors for future roles in Jurassic Park and beyond. And Max Kellerman? He wasn't just a fictional character. Screenwriter Eleanor Bergstein based him on a real resort owner from her childhood summers in the Catskills. Just like Baby, Bergstein was once a teenager nicknamed Baby, and her personal memories shaped much of the story's heart. From unexpected casting to personal inspiration, every piece of the film came together in surprising ways. But the real magic? It's hidden in the film's unforgettable scenes. Let's dive into the secrets behind the most iconic moments, where every glance, step, and song holds more meaning than meets the eye. One of Dirty Dancing's most iconic moments, the lift, wasn't rehearsed in full beforehand. Jennifer Grey's nervous energy and triumphant exhilaration when she pulls it off were entirely real. To help her leap into Swayze's arms, a wire was briefly used for the jump. But the lift itself? All him. And if the room looked extra crowded, that's because crew members, including choreographer Kenny Ortega, joined the extras to bring the final dance to life. What audiences didn't see was the pain Patrick Swayze endured while performing. A lingering knee injury made every spin and stride agonizing. Yet he pushed through, never letting it show. True to Johnny's smooth confidence. The stunned reactions from Kellerman's staff? Completely genuine. They weren't told how the final routine would unfold, so their astonishment was real. Not all scenes were filmed under glamorous conditions. The famous lake scene where Johnny teaches Baby trust was shot in freezing water in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It was so cold, their lips turned blue, hence, no close-ups. The lake's muddy bottom made balancing nearly impossible, and Swayze had to battle the slippery terrain and his bad knee while repeatedly lifting Grey. There were no stunt doubles. Every moment of effort, every lift, was performed by Swayze and Grey themselves, making the scene feel as raw and authentic as it looks. Another grounded moment? The watermelon scene. Jennifer Grey carried real, heavy watermelons, about 20 pounds each, over multiple takes. Her struggle wasn't acting, and the mix of discomfort and curiosity you see on her face was completely real. Fear played a role in Baby's training montage too. The log balancing scene? Terrifying for Grey. Her nervous laughter and stiff posture were her actual reactions. That vulnerability, her learning to trust herself, made Baby's journey feel all the more powerful and believable. Then there's the intimate cabin scene, set to Solomon Burke's Cry to Me. While the final version oozes passion, the scene was shot in total silence to keep the mood grounded. The music was added in post-production, and it was a brilliant choice. For Grey, filming the love scene was nerve-wracking, mirroring Baby's own mix of fear and desire. That authentic tension helped make the scene so impactful. Even Dirty Dancing's dialogue holds secrets. Many of the film's most quoted lines weren't in the original script. Swayze and Grey improvised frequently, making their exchanges feel spontaneous and real. And yes, that legendary line, "Nobody puts Baby in a corner," almost didn't make it. Swayze hated it at first, thinking it sounded cheesy and forced. But he delivered it anyway, and the rest is movie history. But fate had other plans. When it came time to deliver that line, "Nobody puts Baby in a corner," Patrick Swayze's sheer intensity transformed it from something he almost refused to say into one of the most iconic movie quotes of all time. Not bad for a line he thought sounded cheesy. Spaghetti arms? Totally improvised. Patrick Swayze threw it in during rehearsal, perfectly capturing Johnny's tough love style and Baby's clumsy charm. And Baby's iconic line, "I carried a watermelon," not in the script, Jennifer Grey blurted it out in character, then cringed in real time. That unscripted awkwardness? Movie gold. These off-the-cuff moments gave Dirty Dancing its authentic feel. The dialogue didn't just sound real, it was real. Every location, whether real or staged, helped create a timeless world that still pulls people in today. Dirty Dancing wasn't just about love and dance. It was about self-discovery, rebellion, and doing what's right. The iconic soundtrack, raw performances, and real-life behind-the-scenes struggles turned it into a cultural phenomenon. In 2004, Dirty Dancing Havana Nights tried to recapture the magic, but without Swayze, Grey, or the original heart, it fell flat. It was a reminder. Some classics can't be duplicated. And now, knowing the real stories behind the lake scenes, the improvised lines, and the iconic lift, doesn't it just make you love the film even more? Which behind-the-scenes details surprised you the most?